What's up, Wrestling News CC faithful? Welcome back to the channel that brings you the most explosive wrestling content on YouTube. I'm your host, and today we're diving deep into one of the most seismic moments in modern WWE history. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because what we're about to break down will have you questioning everything you thought you knew about the Bloodline. He's back. Not just back, but reborn. Reawakened. Refocused. And Roman Reigns isn't walking alone. For the first time in WWE history, the most dominant force of the modern era, the Tribal Chief, stood shoulder to shoulder with a new kind of animal. A man the WWE Universe has feared, respected, and now watched evolve into something unstoppable. That man is Jacob Fatu. This moment wasn't just a return. It was a resurrection. The Bloodline has been rebuilt, but not the way Solo Sikoa imagined. The empire Roman Reigns built with his blood, his dominance, and his warpath across WWE is now reforged in the fire of betrayal, pain, and vengeance. This is the beginning of a new era. The Shield isn't just a memory, it's an evolution. And on June 13, 2025, on a night that will be remembered forever, Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu walked out together on Smackdown, and shook the entire wrestling world to its core. But to understand the full weight of what happened on that unforgettable night, we must go back. We need to retrace the path of destruction, the buried resentment, and the tension that's been boiling over for months. It started at WrestleMania 41. A match that was supposed to define Roman's legacy ended with betrayal. Paul Heyman, the wise man, the man who once worshipped Roman Reigns, stabbed him in the back and aligned himself with Seth Rollins. The loss wasn't just a pinfall. It was the dismantling of the Bloodline from within. Roman Reigns disappeared. He left WWE. No public statement. No goodbye. Just silence. And in his absence, a new storm was rising. Solo Sikoa declared himself the new tribal chief. Just like that. The enforcer turned leader. He brought in J.C. Mateo and, most importantly, Jacob Fatu, a force of nature in the wrestling world, a wrecking machine who hadn't yet shown the WWE Universe what he was truly capable of. Together, they formed a new version of the Bloodline. But it was never the same. It never had the gravitas of Roman's era. There were no epic speeches about acknowledging anyone. No head-of-the-table pronouncements that sent chills down spines. Solo's Bloodline felt like a cheap imitation of greatness. While Solo played pretend tribal chief, Jacob Fatu was becoming something else entirely. Week after week, match after match, we watched this Samoan werewolf tear through the WWE roster with a ferocity that reminded us why the Anoa'i family bloodline runs so deep in professional wrestling. But here's what made this moment transcendent: it wasn't just about revenge. It wasn't just about Roman taking back what was his. It was about evolution. About growth. About understanding that true strength comes from recognizing greatness in others and elevating them to stand beside you. Think about what this means for the landscape of WWE. For months, we've watched Solo's version of the Bloodline stumble through storylines, never quite capturing the magic that made Roman's era so compelling. Now, with Jacob Fatu standing as an equal partner rather than just another enforcer, we're looking at something potentially even more dangerous than what came before. Jacob Fatu brings something to this partnership that Roman never had during his previous Bloodline runs, a partner who can match his intensity, his presence, and his ability to make the entire roster look up and take notice when he enters a room. This isn't like the old days when Jimmy and Jay were the loyal cousins who followed orders. This isn't like when Solo was just the silent enforcer who cleaned up messes. This is two apex predators deciding that instead of fighting each other for territory, they're going to divide the entire wrestling world between them. And let's talk about what this means going forward. We're heading into SummerSlam season. We've got major storylines developing across both Raw and SmackDown. Now you inject this revitalized, evolved version of Roman Reigns partnered with the human wrecking ball that is Jacob Fatu, and suddenly every championship, every main event, every major storyline has to be recalculated. Who can stand against them? Seth Rollins might have beaten Roman at WrestleMania, but that was a different Roman. That was a Roman dealing with internal betrayal and family dysfunction. This Roman has clarity. This Roman has Jacob Fatu watching his back. Cody Rhodes has been having an incredible run as champion, but how do you prepare for the combined might of two men who could each legitimately main event WrestleMania in singles competition? Drew McIntyre, Gunther, Kevin Owens, all incredible wrestlers who suddenly find themselves looking up at a mountain that just got twice as tall and infinitely more dangerous to climb. But beyond the immediate impact on storylines and championships, this moment represents something deeper about professional wrestling storytelling. The best wrestling stories aren't just about good guys and bad guys. They're about characters who evolve, who grow, who learn from their mistakes and come back stronger. Roman Reigns left WWE after being betrayed by the man he trusted most. He could have come back bitter. He could have come back paranoid. Instead, he came back with wisdom. The wisdom to recognize that Jacob Fatu wasn't just another cousin to order around, he was a potential equal worth elevating. Jacob Fatu spent months being underutilized in Solo's version of the Bloodline. He could have stayed loyal out of family obligation. Instead, he recognized authentic leadership when he saw it return and made the decision that will define his WWE career. From a pure wrestling perspective, this partnership makes perfect sense. Roman Reigns is one of the greatest storytellers in the ring WWE has ever produced. His ability to control pace, build drama, and make every move feel significant is matched by very few wrestlers in any era. Jacob Fatu is pure athletic dynamism. His combination of size, speed, and intensity makes him feel like a video game character brought to life. When you watch him move in the ring, you understand why he's called the Samoan werewolf. There's something primal and unstoppable about his presence. Together, they represent the perfect fusion of storytelling mastery and athletic supremacy. Roman can build the drama that makes you care about every moment, while Jacob can deliver the explosive action that leaves you breathless. But more than that, they represent evolution. The bloodline concept that Roman pioneered wasn't just about family, it was about creating something bigger than any individual wrestler. Now, with Jacob Fatu as a true partner rather than just a follower, that concept has reached its full potential. So where does this leave us, Wrestling News CC family? We're looking at a landscape that just shifted beneath everyone's feet. The power structure of WWE just got completely reorganized in the span of one Smackdown segment. Solo Sikoa's reign as Pretender Tribal Chief is over before it ever really began. The real question now is what happens to the rest of the roster. How do you book against a team that combines Roman's strategic brilliance with Jacob's raw destructive capability? More importantly, how does this change the entire trajectory of WWE programming? We're not just talking about one or two wrestlers returning, we're talking about the potential reformation of the most dominant faction in modern wrestling history, but now with both leaders operating as equals. The implications stretch beyond just SmackDown. Raw's main event scene suddenly looks different when you know that Roman and Jacob could show up any week. NXT's top stars who were hoping to make the jump to the main roster now have to recalculate what success looks like when these two are patrolling the landscape. Wrestling News CC faithful, we just witnessed history. Not just the return of Roman Reigns, but the birth of something entirely new. The tribal chief is back, but he's not alone. Jacob Fatu has evolved from enforcer to emperor, and together they represent something that could define WWE for years to come. This isn't just about reclaiming the past, it's about building something unprecedented for the future. Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu walking out together on June 13 wasn't just a surprise return. It was a declaration of war on mediocrity, a statement that excellence recognizes excellence, and a promise that the wrestling world just became a much more dangerous place for anyone not operating at the absolute highest level. The tribal chief is back. The Samoan werewolf stands beside him. And the rest of WWE just got put on notice that a new era has begun. That's all for today's deep dive, Wrestling News CC family. What did you think of Roman and Jacob's return? How do you see this partnership changing the landscape of WWE? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, smash that like button if this breakdown got you hyped, and don't forget to subscribe for more wrestling content that digs deeper than anywhere else on YouTube. Until next time, keep watching, keep analyzing, and remember. In wrestling, just when you think you know what's coming next, everything changes. This has been Wrestling News CC, and we'll see you in the next one. If you thought tonight's story was wild, trust me, what happens next will blow your mind. So don't stop now. Click on the video right here on your screen to continue the chaos, the drama, and the inside scoop only we deliver. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and join the Wrestling News CC family, where the real stories of WWE come to life. See you in the next one.